This is the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative podcast, where we focus on the growing business community of trade finance stakeholders. I'm Andy Duckworth, and this is where we're introducing some of the people speaking at our Trade Finance Investor Day in October. And today's guest is a very important one. He's the person pulling the event together. André Casterman is the CEO of the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative. Hi, André. Great to have you here.
Thank you. Hi, Andy. Great to be here.
So, André, you've been handpicking the best people in our industry to appear at our event.
Yes, indeed. And I'm terribly proud of the work we have achieved over the last few weeks to handpick really the most recent innovations that are of importance for our target audience, banks, alternative lenders, and institutional investors. The Investor Day is all about demonstrating how we, as an industry on the trade side, can attract more institutional liquidity into the market. And to attract this liquidity, we need to help the originators implement the originate and distribute market practice that TradeTech enables. But it's not just about, indeed, the distribution technology that TradeTech offers. It's also about additional technologies that originators are using on the origination side, indeed, with their clients to source transactions, and additional technologies that are being used on the distribution side, like tokenization. And during the Investor Day, indeed, we're going to have the XDC network team also presenting how much they are focusing on trade finance and the tokenization of trade finance to grow the community of investors and to enable investment products to become much more accessible to new investors, including, in the end, retail investors.
And it's about all types of innovation, isn't it?
It's all about, indeed, combining and aligning legal innovations with technology innovations, because technology often cannot be, in trade at least, cannot be used without a certain number of regulatory or legal changes. So focusing indeed on the originate and distribute market practice, we're going to demonstrate to our audience of institutional investors and alternative lenders, in particular, how the origination side is incredibly becoming digital thanks to legal changes in the market. We're going to focus on how the model law for electronic trade document has enabled, indeed, the UK market to upgrade the English law. This is a change that is going to be effective now in September, indeed, and that offers a legal option for negotiable instruments like bills of exchange and promissory notes, as well as additional documents. But for alternative lenders, it's really about the promissory note and the bill of exchange becoming digital so that they can harmonize legal structures for their supply chain and receivables financing business they are operating with their SME clients. On the distribution side, we also have a number of important legal innovations and work with regulators around digital assets and blockchain. And we know countries are progressing at different speed on those two tracks, the MLETR track and the blockchain digital asset track. So we're going to contemplate what can be done today and what are the actual benefits of those changes in the various laws. But definitely, thanks to the presence of the ICC United Kingdom Secretary General, Chris Southworth, we're going to go deep into what has been done so far and what's on their radar for the UK to promote this Electronic Trade Document Act that is supporting actually the majority of global trade today, and that now offers indeed kind of a historic moment on the legal side, I must say, now supports indeed a digital option.
Now let's talk about the amazing speaker lineup you've managed to get for this event, the likes of Goldman Sachs Asset Management, Santander Asset Management. We're also going to be hearing lots of case studies as well, aren't we?
Yes, definitely. We have on the origination side, large banks and alternative lenders speaking. So examples are indeed Deutsche Bank. We have on the alternative lender side, T-Bridge Capital, In addition to originators, because the list has extended, we'll have a busy day. We have liquidity providers like indeed Santander Asset Management, Goldman Sachs Asset Management, and Legal & General, as well as Skybound Capital for institutional investors who will be indeed sharing their views, following their experience using the TFD initiative market practices, the Trade Tech Hub, and working with originators. They will be feeding back their testimonials as institutional investors active in the distribution space. So originators, banks and alternative lenders, liquidity providers, but we'll also hear from tech platforms, because at the end of the day, the tech is what makes it all automated, seamless, cost-effective, and auditable, of course. And we're going to hear about, indeed, trade tech as a main hub of the TFD initiative to automate and make those trade assets accessible. We're going to also to hear about the partnership between Trade Tech and XDC Network, XDC Network being the platinum sponsor of the Investor Day, and how basically Trade Tech is leveraging the layer 1 blockchain of XDC Network to offer a tokenization option next to the traditional routes, which are securitization. And we're going to also hear from two additional tech companies, XDC Trade Network, which is an add-on on the XDC network to bring liquidity to corporates in the primary space, and Vayana Exchange, which is also an additional tech platform that aims to bring liquidity to Indian exporters and bridging with the global world of financial institutions. And we want to share through testimonials of early adopters what is achievable now that trade finance has become investable for institutional investors, thanks to those new technologies, like mainly around the use of the Trade Tech Hub.
And for people across the trade finance industry, why is this event so unique? Why is it unmissable?
Yeah, I mean, I've always focusing over the years on advanced innovations. So whatever has become kind of traditional or more accepted in the market, will spend less time on, because what is known to the market is no need to repeat. For instance, the interbank market has an important distribution space and business, and this is important, but I don't see so many changes there. It can be digitized, it can be structured legally through the MRPA, but this is all known to the market. What the Investor Day really focuses on is what is new in this whole space, which are the new entrants, alternative lenders who are focusing on contributing to closing the trade finance gap, focusing on mid-cap buyers, extending supply chain finance liquidity to the suppliers of mid-cap buyers. They're really making a difference in the market. And of course, some banks are also focusing on SMEs, but more and more we see that the new options are offered by non-bank platforms, and we'll have a number of those like Vabel, Mercor, present in during the Investor Day. And the second category of new entrants are those capital market firms, those asset managers, institutional investors, like the ones I just mentioned, for instance, indeed, Legal & General, Santander Asset Management, and many others, that Skybound Capital, for instance, that are not aiming at chasing corporates on a one-to-one basis like alternative lenders do, but aiming at funding the funder, basically. So really those active behind the scene, but providing the essential liquidity for those alternative lenders to fund more SMEs. So those are the two categories of players we will have on stage, which is why the event is really not a repeat of what has been said in the past about bank-to-bank distribution and traditional trade finance digitization and traditional platforms. We're really focusing on bringing testimonials from the TFD initiative on stage. And many new players have rarely spoken, actually, at trade events. Which is why the event really be a different experience for our audience.
Now, Andre, I was lucky enough to go to the venue last week and check it out. And it's such a beautiful place located just outside London in the Hertfordshire countryside. What do you say to people? Why should they go out and get their ticket right now?
First, enjoy indeed a day out of the office in a beautiful location. Also, to start enjoying the networking, because we have been running through TFD Initiative a lot of webinars during the pandemic. But here we really want to maximize networking as from Thursday late afternoon. And then the Friday is our series of panels and testimonials. We are aiming to offer the attendees an opportunity to network and establish new connections. Making deals is definitely a top priority. Making deals by meeting people, the right people, as alternative lenders, originators, or institutional investors able to extend liquidity to those alternative lenders, but also making deals by discovering how the technology, which is available off the shelf, pay as you go, offers incredible new opportunities. And I was just recently talking to one of our speakers who is bringing that message very clearly out. We discovered the TFD Initiative and the Trade Tech platform, and this now offers us a business development opportunity we could not have imagined. Why? Because alternative lenders are smaller firms, and they need off-the-shelf technology. They can't build that themselves. It's too expensive. It's too complex. So we want to give our audience those networking opportunities and product business development discovery, also options for them to engage in new relationships, basically. So forging new relationships through the Investor Day is definitely, on the back of those innovations, is definitely a key objective of the event.
Okay, André, let's leave it there. And remember, you can meet André at the Trade Finance Investor Day. It's at the Grove Golf and Spa Resort, about an hour from London. Go to tradefinancedistribution.com, click the link at the top of the website for all the details and for where to buy your ticket. André Casterman, the CEO of TFDi, thank you for your time today, and I'll see you in October.
Thank you, Andy.